Okay, so we did problem number 1. Let's try problem number 2. All right, it says all books have pages. Some books are novels. Therefore, some novels have pages. So again, we find our terms. I just find the very first one, books. I label this circle books. The next one is pages. So I label this one pages or things with pages. And then we see books again, so I don't need to do a new one for that, but we have novels. So I label this one down here, novels. And then I look at my steps. Label the category circles. I've done that. Step 2, look at the premises and start with the universal premise. Okay, so we have all books are pages and some books are novels. So which of those two is the universal? And if they're both universal, then it doesn't matter. You can do them in either order. But in this case, we have one that's particular and one that's universal. Let's see if you can get this right. All is universal because it's talking about all the books. Some is particular, it's just talking about at least one. So I'm going to put that little star by the sum to remind me that when I'm doing the sum diagram, I'm just going to be putting a star somewhere. Okay, so let's start with the universal one. All books have pages. So I'm looking at the circle with books, and I'm looking at the circle with pages. And I'm going to put all the books into the circle with pages. So that means I have to shade out a certain region here. So let me just grab my little shading, sorry. I made some shapes ahead of time so I could shade out quickly. So I'm going to shade out this part of the book circle. I'm pushing everything in the book circle into this part. This is the only place that's available anymore. The part in the things with pages, because we said that all books have pages. So anything that's books outside of pages has to be shaded in. And so any books are now in these two regions here. So that was my first premise. Now I'm going to do, I did step 3, I diagrammed the universal premise. Now I'm going to diagram the remaining premise. So I'm left with some books are novels. And remember, I have star because I'm just going to say there's at least one. So I'm looking between the circle about books and the circle about novels. So this part's all shaded out, so I can't put any stars in there, but I will put a star in anything that's remaining between those two sections. So let's see, we've got books and novels. So this is a section of novels. It has to be somewhere in the novels circle. So this one's already shaded out. That would be books. Some books are novels, but because I know that there's nothing there, it's already shaded, I won't put a star there. But this one also is included in books and novels. It's in the novel circle and it's in the books. So this would be some books have novels. I look over here, and this would be novels that are not books. It's outside of the book circle, so that's not the one we're talking about. And down here would be novels that are not in the book circle as well. So we're looking where books and novels overlap. And this one's shaded, so this is the only one that we can put a star in. So now I'm done diagramming my premises. Now I just look at it. Step 5 is just look at the diagram while reading the conclusion. See if it's true on the Venn diagram. So the conclusion says, therefore some novels have pages. And I look between novels and pages, and I notice that I have one star here. That means that at least one novels do have pages. So I would say, yes, this is valid. So this is a valid syllogism. So I'll just label it valid. So you'll have to do that on your paper or go back to number 2 on your homework sheet and write valid. Okay, but I want to see this diagram. So you're going to have to print up those Venn diagrams and shade it in like this. So you'll have yours shaded like this. You'll have books labeled here. You'll have things with pages here and a star there. So that's how you do it. So those two are very similar. We had one that was a universal and one that was a particular. Let's look at homework. We're going to skip number 3 and go on to number 4. This is 2 that are both all. So we've got all dragons are green. All green things are ugly. Therefore, all dragons are ugly. So let's we'll just do this step by step. First, why don't you try and do it? All dragons are green. So I want you to show me how you're going to make all the dragons, everything in the dragon circle has to fit into the green circle. So what are you going to do to make all dragons green? Hopefully yours look like something like this. Hopefully you shaded in all the dragons that were outside of the green circle. So you've pushed all these are all empty areas now, and you push them all into the central part where it overlaps with the green thing. So that means all dragons have to be left in these two sections that is included in the green thing section. Now tell me how you're going to do the next part. All green things are ugly. So you got to push everything from the green thing circle into the ugly circle. To do that, hopefully you thought of something like this. You have to clear out this section and clear out this section. So you can shade those in, and you're left with these sections down here. And then it says, therefore all dragons are ugly.